Good morning and welcome on this Monday morning. Let me introduce myself. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. And as part of what I do with my Love-a-Duckie business, I come on twice a week, normally on a Monday and Friday. Sometimes we do exciting things like do Saturday, like we did last week. But normally on a Monday and Friday, I come in live and we do some crafting. But you can also go and check me out and find me on my website. There are sort of classes in the post, in-person classes, obviously help you shop with any of your Stampin' Up needs if you're here in the UK. So welcome in. Do say hello, whether you're joining us for the 100th time or whether this is the first time ever that you've joined us here. It is lovely to have you with us and to welcome you. So let us bring in my downward facing camera. And we will have a little look and think about what we're going to be playing with this morning. Morning, Molly. Let's click on that. And hopefully we shall come up with our screen. So this is me. You'll find me on my website, www.loveaduckie.co.uk. Morning, Angie. Morning, Beryl. And you'll find me on Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any of those places under Love-a-Duckie. Search for that and you'll find me. Morning, Lee. Lovely to see you all here. Right, so what I thought we would do, excuse my messy mat, but I thought, well, we wouldn't just put a clean one out for the sake of it. Let's use this one particularly as I'm going to be using some stripy bits anyway, because I thought we would have a little look at this Textures and Frames stamp set, which is another of the free celebration stamp sets. We've been looking at some of the celebration stuff over the last couple of weeks. If you are completely new to Stampin' Up and don't know anything about celebration is one of Stampin' Up's biggest promotions, and during celebration there are 3 ways that you can earn free goodies, and this is one of the free goodies. It is a money can't buy product. You can't just order it, you have to get it for free. Tough life, isn't it? But there are 3 ways of getting freebies. You can either earn them when you shop, when you place an order, you can earn them when you host an event, or you can earn them when you join the Stampin' Up family. So this is one of the items that you can earn by placing an order. So for every order of £45 you place, or every £45 worth of order that you place, let's put it that way, you can pick a free item from this little celebration brochure, and this runs throughout August and September. So you've got quite a few things in here that you can gain free with a £45 order. If you're an order, it gets to a £90 order. There are some things at the back that you can order with a £90 order, or alternatively you can have 2 of the £45 things with your £90 order. But there are lots of lovely things that you can add to your order when you are shopping during celebration. There's this fabulous In Your Words stamp set. I haven't yet got it. It would be quite useful for today actually, but when I've got it we will play with it. But the In Your Words stamp set is a stamp set, an exclusive stamp set that you can earn by hosting an event that generates £275 worth of orders. Here in the UK that will be different depending on where you are in the world. And then if you decide to get your starter kit, you get your normal starter kit value for £99. You get to choose £130 worth of free product, plus you get to add into your order one of these free bundles that is listed down here from the new mini catalogue. You can add one of those as an extra freebie item if you join the family. So absolute fabulous value there. So well worth thinking about getting your starter kit and coming and joining the family. But let's go back to the one that we're going to play with today, the Textures and Frames. So this is a stamp set that you can earn for free if you place a £45 order here in the UK or equivalent wherever you are in the world. I've got my water, quick slurp. So this is a really fabulous stamp set, and you can see it here. It's been used adding out in blocks of colour, adding in backgrounds. You can use it to just put in extra textures and things in projects and things. Particularly this sort of splatter stamp set is great for adding extra texture. We used it on a live last week before. We just added in these stripes to the background on a project, so really useful for just adding those little elements. But I thought today, and I have to say I'd seen somebody do something similar that I thought that would be good to have play with. I thought today we would use it and do a little bit of a one sheet wonder. Who knows how it's going to turn out, but I thought let's go for it and let's play. That's the main thing. We're going to have a play. So you've got, if you look at this stamp set, you've got some pairs that can work together. So you've got this blobby circle that you can then put this sort of sketchy circle around the outside of to make a frame if you want to. And the same goes for the squares. You could use this sort of almost like painted rectangle just here, and you could use this sketchy frame to go round the outside of it if you want to. So you can use those as pairs. You could put your stripes over the top of your block of colour. You could put your stripes through your circle. I've seen this done as baubles, where they've stamped the circle, done a colour inside, put some stripes over the top, and created like little baubles for Christmas cards using that. So there's lots of fun things you can do, but we're going to use it sort of just as a geometric background for a one sheet wonder. Let's see how we go. As usual, there are no, here's one I made earlier because I haven't got that far. Had really quite a busy weekend. So I'm feeling quite Monday morning-ish this morning, so this will be interesting. Let's see how we go. Not hungover, I have to say. I think that's sort of a busy weekend. So I'm going to start. I've picked out some colours from the Brights collection here. I've got Coastal Cabana, Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight. I've got some Bermuda Bay, some Pacific Point, and some Melon Mambo for a bit of a pop of pink. So I think Bermuda Bay I'm going to come in with this circle. So let's ink that up. Obviously we've got a photopolymer stamp here that's never been inked. I am just going to do a test run on my scrap paper. Just going to do some, let's do some blobs. Oh. Now I know what that is. That is because underneath here I've got two sort of desks that are pushed together. I think I've just caught the gap in the middle just there. We'll try and avoid that. But they are quite forgiving, obviously, because they are sort of just a blobby sort of a splat stamp. You don't have to have it. It's an absolute perfect image. Let's bring one in here. We'll have one coming in down there. There we've done some Bermuda Bay circles. Oh, sorry. Hi, Jane. Bermuda Bay circles all over. Let's come in with sort of painted rectangle. And I think I might come Pacific Point for that. Let's just bring in some of these rectangles. Give that a clean. I'm going to come in with the Daffodil Delight. Oh, nearly lost all my ink pads off the side of my desk. And the stripes. I think I'm going to come downwards with those. Not worried particularly if they're overlapping a little bit, that's all okay. Come in on this side here. I think perhaps we'll have another one there. Perhaps we'll come down with another one just there. The stripes. What have I got left? I've got the circle frame and the rectangle frame and the splatters. And the colours that I haven't used so far were Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo and Coastal Cabana. So I think I'm going to do splatters in Coastal Cabana. The rectangle frame, I'm going to go Granny Apple Green. I'm sort of almost deliberately coming over the top of things with that. Quite pleased with that at the moment, but I'm having a bit of a change of heart about my pink because I think that is looking. Hi Glenda. It's looking quite, sorry, train of thought, that's looking quite masculine at the moment, and I think possibly if I put that pink in, that would detract from that. Wondering, I think I'm going to make it misty moonlight. So I'm going to go away from the brights, but keep with the blues. And bring in a sort of circle frame. And again, let's sort of almost like deliberate coffee stains. And we're just building up this pattern. It's really nice at masculine colours now. Not that the guys can't have a pop of pink. I just thought it was going in one direction and that would take it in completely another. And it's nice to have some things in our stash that we can draw on for the guys. Right, the last stamp that we haven't used is this little splatter one. And we're just going to add in some splatters. And Coastal Cabana around and about the place. Again, no real rhyme or reason, just wherever the mood happens to take you. How are we feeling? Do we need any more anywhere? I think we could keep adding more, but that's quite fun. So we now have, I think you've pretty well got all of that A4 sheet in shot. So we've got a whole A4 sheet that we've just covered with these fun patterns. Now to decide how we're going to cut our sheet up. Let's put these shapes back on here. 1, 2, 3. When I come to put them back in my box, I'm sure I'll have to wiggle those about a bit, but just want to make sure they're all there for now. Let's take this and let's decide how we're going to cut it up. I'm going to make it fairly simple, I think. So let's cut that at 10 centimetres, that at 10 centimetres. could do the same with this, and that obviously is the first size mat on our card, so you could do the same with a letter size. You'd get 2 of your first size mat plus a strip. And I think if we come down the other way, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to cut them so that they are literally first size mats and a strip. We should be able to use our strips. You might trim some more bits off of some of these, but we have 4 pattern pieces and 4 strips. I am going to now move this sheet and we'll have a clean one behind it for now, just because otherwise you've got a lot that you're looking at with the marks in the background as well. So you've got 4 panels, and then we've got a long strip and 2 small strips there of card. I'm going to grab some, see what should we have. Grab some coloured cardstock. So there I've got some Misty Moonlight, some Bermuda Bay, some Daffodil Delight and some Pacific Points. Let's create ourselves some card bases. And we'll keep this simple, we'll make them all standard card bases. Misty Moonlight, this isn't Bermuda Bay, it's Coastal Cabana, but that is fine because we have that colour too. Now splatters. And Daffodil Delight. Score at 10.5. And cut at 14. And 9. You can see how these card bases are all going to work with these backgrounds, because with the colours that we've used, the wonder of coordination, stamping up, we just know that that's all going to work beautifully. Right, so let's take a Pacific Point one. I think we'll have one that we just don't do very much with at all, other than stick a background on. I did grab some different stamp sets that had some greetings in. So we've got the Ornate Thanks there. We've got Peaceful Moments. This is always great stamp set to have on hand if you're doing one sheet wonders, because you've got a nice range of sentiments in there and they're sort of quite nice and bold. And a Grand Kid. Got some really nice congratulations, a nice bold happy birthday in there. And I think we're going to use that nice bold happy birthday actually. And we'll come in with Pacific Point because that's what we used. Try that again if that wasn't. I think my ink pad needs a bit of a re-ink. I was using it on Friday to do some quite big blending backgrounds. Right, I'm going to find some Pacific Point card, scraps off. Stick that on there. Just trim that round. And the thing with One Sheet Wonders is by creating the background, you've done lots of hard work already in creating that background. Just wondering if there's anything else to add into that, but I think I'm going to keep this one fairly simple. Need to open up a new pack of large dimensionals. I've got mini ones but not the big ones, so let's have a new sheet of large dimensionals. Got a couple of those on there. We would need to pop a insert in the middle of that. I think just for that one, just add on a bold font, Happy Birthday. Let's bring in another card front, and let's this time go Daffodil Delight. It's always amazing just how by adding different coloured backgrounds you really change the look of the card. For this one, I'm going to trim it down a little bit more. I'm actually going to make it 9 centimeters wide. Let's add that strip to my little pile of strips. And I'm going to cut it into 3 centimeter strips like that. We can just then put them to the front of our card, just dividing them up a bit so that they've got the yellow showing through as well. I have one there, then I'll put the one on the other end. I think we'll come in with one in the middle. There we go. And let's grab ourselves some Daffodil Delight card. Perfect. To trim that trim it to 10, that's about right actually, that will sit quite nicely across there. Then we find ourselves a bit of white, and we will, what greeting shall we go with here? So we'll have a thanks on there, so one of these nice big bold thanks. So I'm going to trim this to 9.5 centimeters long. And I think we'll come in with perhaps Misty Moonlight. Got lots of ink on there. I was on a bit of a wonk with it. Let's just hope we don't transfer it over. Perfect. Oh, sorry, didn't even see that. There we go. I've just stamped thanks on that bottom corner just there. Took that off camera. That wasn't helpful, was it? I think what safe place did I put my dimensionals in? Just there. Let's add some dimensionals behind here. Again, we'll need to put a white insert on the middle of that at some point. Yeah, I think they are quite nice, aren't they? That's why I avoided that pink. I think it's the reason why you can't use them for the girls as well, but at least it is nice to have some in your stash that you're going to be able to use for the girls. Let's take this one. And let's take that down to taking another centimetre off there, 13.4, and moving that down to 9. So it's 9 by 13.4. I'm going to cut it 4.5 that way, swing it round. I think if my maths is right, I need it to be 6.7 that way. So I've just taken a centimetre off each side and cut it in half both ways to create these rectangles. And this time let's go with a Coastal Cabana card base. And it just really is playing around then. We've created our nice base. It's just playing around with these little bits just to give slightly different looks. You can of course cut these as you like. If you really want to mess with people's eyesight, you could swing them around, at least as they are following the pattern round. If you turned them round completely so that they were random pieces. I'm going to get my circle dies. She says, there they are. Coastal Cabana while we're there. I think we'll have a nice circular piece going in the middle there. And let's go with the happy birthday from the poppy set. Right, I'm just looking round. What safe place have I put my there it is. Stamp cleaner in. We had it not 5 minutes ago, so it can't be far away. Let's go. I think that's Bermuda Bay. Bermuda Bay ink pad needs replacing. It is still one of the old style ones. The lid falls off of it and it needs re-inking, but that's fine because that goes with our background image. I obviously need to sit down and have a re-inking session. Let's have a look. No, too big. That one, I think. And then that one in Coastal Cabana to go behind it. So let's die cut those. We have our greeting with that little bit of scallop just popping out behind. And I think we might bring in a bit of the Misty Moonlight sparkly twine. This is from the Flowers for Every Season twine combo, I think. Let's stick that there. Bring in a glue dot. Attach that to the rear of that before we stick that in place with some dimensionals. I've got some of the in colour square gems here. Let's pop on some of those. And that just brings out that Misty Moonlight again. So we haven't had a Misty Moonlight card. Let's do that. We'll come in this way. I'm going to take a strip off both sides again, another centimetre strip. So I could have cut these down smaller in the first place, but we are sort of just playing. I'm going to take a piece. So this is now sort of 13.4. And to cut a piece that's 8 centimetres that way, and then this piece that's left over, I'm going to cut in half that way. I'm going to have my card coming this way this time, and so again playing with the idea of the geometric shapes. keeping them fairly simple. And a bit more whisper white. There we go, not whisper white, basic white. And that's this time we've had happy birthday, we've had a couple of happy birthdays, we've had thank you. Let's go with our congratulations. Now there's a congratulations in peaceful moments. There's also one. They're very similar actually. Misty Moonlight. Congratulations. Oh, sorry, wobbling you. Just going to trim this round. And we'll grab some Misty Moonlight. Oh, what have I done there? Don't want that just there, do I? I want that to come down a bit. Silly sausage. That's better. Luckily haven't quite completely stuck. And let's bring in our dimensionals again. We'll add that just there. So that's 4 created with those sort of more solid panels. Now got all of these little strips that we've trimmed off and that are quite fun. And those are a couple of longer ones. So we've got 3 longer ones there and 4 shorter ones. So I'm going to cut those off to be similar lengths. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 long ones and 4 short ones, and I think what I'm going to do with these, I'm just going to weave them in and out of those. So that's going over there, under there, over there, under there, and over there. And then, oh, fingers are sticky, stay. Once we get to do another couple, it will start to. So this one has gone under, over, under, over, under. Let's bring that one up there a little bit. Over, under, over, under, over. Starting to hold itself a little bit now. And last but not least, under and over, under and over, and under. Right, so let's bring these down a little bit. Let's bring in, I think, a Pacific Point card base. And just going to cut a 14.4 by 10 piece coastal cabana there. That's quite fun, isn't it? I want these to be a little bit sort of haphazardy, and I might take these strips just here and trim them to different lengths. Let's take some snips. Just take a little bit of that one. This one I think we'll bring white down to the bottom. Let's take that one up there, and that one about there. And up the top here, just going to trim that one a smidge, but other than that, I think I'm going to leave those as they are. About like that, I think. So let's just flip that and put some oh, you didn't mean to do that, excuse me. Let's put some Lots of Tombow on the back of here. Make sure we've got some coming across on these ends. Just going to rest that on there to pick it up, and then we can wiggle it before we set that glue on the other side. Let's push those down now. Add this to our card base. And going to take this, So Proud of You, I think. And just dropped a die on the floor. Go back to the Pacific Point ink. So proud of you. So proud and of you. Some cardstock just here. This would be quite good. Here in the UK we had lots of exam results coming out last week. Would be perfect to let somebody know that you acknowledge they worked so hard in what's been, bless them, really difficult circumstances for any youngsters trying to work towards exams, with having to do classes online and all the upheaval. I'm so proud of you card. Wouldn't go far amiss, would it? Right, so I think that's all our little bits, apart from these tiny bits that we've snipped off the end. We've used up every scrap of that A4 piece of card that we started off stamping, so let's move everything else to one side and try and bring back the cards that we created. Rid of all these rubbishy bits. So we've got our So Proud of You one, got a congratulations, got a happy birthday, a thanks, and another happy birthday. So one stamp set that you can earn free as a free gift, which is back here somewhere. There we go, one textures and frames stamp set, one set of one piece of A4 basic white cardstock and a selection of colours. And obviously we could have gone, you know, pinks and yellows, and could have made that really girly, and done a mixture of both, and just really fun. You're never going to get two sheets that look the same, but a great way of using your textures and frames stamp set to create some cards for your stash. So I hope you enjoyed that bit of a play with those things. Um, didn't quite know where that was going to go as we started it, but that's half the fun. Let's wait and see. Let's see what happens as we play along. So thanks for coming and playing along on this Monday morning. I hope you all have a really wonderful week. The plan is to be here again on Friday morning to have a play with something else. I hope that you will join me there. Do continue to come on and comment and say hello. Let us know where you're coming from, what you're up to, what you think. If you're watching these on replay, and do reach out if there is anything I can do to help you. If you would like to place an order to earn your £45 to earn your free stamp set, then I would love to help you if you're here in the UK. So do reach out for anything that I can do to help, and I will be back and see you all later in the week. So let's hope the sun shines and have a really good week.